What's up, everyone? This is Vindictam's Cantina here, coming at you with my very first video on this channel. And today I figured, we might as well jump on the KOTOR Remake hype train, right? So I have the Star Wars news article up, and we're going to be looking through this and giving you all my opinions and all that. So let's start with the breakdown, right? So pretty much everyone's been asking for a Knights of the Old Republic remake for a long time. That's been something that people have been wanting, and for good reason. KOTOR is one of the most beloved Sonic. I was gonna say Sonic games because I just recorded a video for my main channel. Is one of the most. Oh yeah, sure. Knights of the Old Republic is like one of the most beloved Sonic games. It's one of the most beloved Star Wars games. It is held in such high regard by the fandom. Revan is a popular character, and for good reason. I don't know why this is on there. I think my internet thing is glitching, but whatever. But the fact of the matter is that, a lot of people feel like graphically and gameplay-wise, Knights of the Old Republic has not just hold up well. And, of course, you're going to have those people that are still going to want the turn-based gameplay, and that's totally fine. I like turn-based gameplay. I do play older RPG-type games, like I started playing the Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster on Steam and all that. So trust me, I totally get it. But nowadays, people want action. So that's why nowadays people have started to kind of go away from the traditional turn-based RPGs to more of the action RPGs. But when the trailer was announced, like, no joke, I was actually working on my Pokédex on Pokemon Sword, and I saw Star Wars Theory streaming, and I just saw that, Knights of the Old Republic remake, teaser trailer reaction, or something like that. And I freaked out. I stopped, I looked it up, and it was real, and how they announced it was so cool, because Revan still looks like Revan. And now, in my opinion, to me, I go by what they set up with canon, with Revan in the Legends continuity. I will be calling Revan a he. I just want to warn people with that. I know that there's some people that might get butthurt if they play, especially if they played as a female Revan. It's just, to me, I associate Revan as a dude, because that's what he's became known as. That's what they established the canon as in the Legends continuity. So do not get your panties in the in. You all get what I mean. Just be respectful. It's my choice at the end of the day what I decide to say in this video. But he looked great. He looked like Revan. They did not change him like they did with Darth Bane in Clone War. Clone War Season 6. He still looked like him. Why? Because this Star Wars game, it probably won't be canonized. And what kind of shows that is that there are... where is it? KOTOR is part of Legend storytelling. I mean, they clearly stated that it's a part of Legend storytelling, aka the old expanding universe timeline canon. So, even though to me there's probably about, my guts tell me there's about a 95% chance this game is going to be Legends, 5% chance it's going to be canon. Especially when we dig more deep into this. And the thing is too is that even though there are people excited, there's people concerned, and for good reason, because Disney mishandled Star Wars with the sequel trilogy, and there's some other goofiness that they definitely mishandled, like the High Republic and all that, which I have no interest in that at all. But one of the first things that stood out to me is this one. We know that KOTOR is one of the most beloved Star Wars stories ever told. We really appreciate the stature it has with all the fans out there. As hardware advances and as our game making progress advance, and as storytelling techniques advance, what better time to allow players to re-experience this great story with all those lessons learned and bring it back to modern platforms using modern methods. That is something I've wanted to do personally for a very long time. I think everybody's involved with Star Wars games have wanted to do for a very long time. Now, they know that this is one of the most beloved stories in Star Wars. Now, I will give you all my opinion on what I think is going to happen. Once I finish highlighting the stuff that stood out to me. This will be the only video I do that's very off the cuff and very, like, you know, very unedited. Okay. Remakes in any medium can be a dicey proposition. Change too much and you can ruin the magic. Change too little, and what's the point? Then there's the weight of fans' expectation. Kellogg and Treadwell has fans themselves understand all this completely and have it top of mind. There is something that is important and impactful. Our big goal on this are to bring the story to modern audiences and have it be just as impactful today as it was for players when it originally launched. Now, people are taking that and saying that. People are taking that and thinking, oh, well, you know, they're going to inject politics in it or they're going to rewrite it and all that. I don't think that's what they're doing. Is it very vague? Yes. But they're fans themselves, so why would they do that? Makes no sense to me. Especially when they know the reputation this game has. We've been really closely working. We've been working really closely with Aspire for a long time now to deconstruct what made KOTOR so great and bring that back to new audiences because we want this game to be an incredible RPG. We want this game to be just as beloved as it was before. Some of my favorite meetings to have in my week right now are to get into the nitty-gritty with Aspire and talk about why did we make that choice in the original game? How does that play today? How do we inspect that choice and make it more meaningful? In fact, we think about literally every word dialogue and other choices down to the clothes that the character is wearing. Now, people, again, are also taking that quote and thinking, okay, well, they are deconstructing the game. Now, that can mean so many things. Now, people are thinking in the political mindset, especially a certain group. I think what they're doing is they are deconstructing the game, and I think they're trying to find ways. It kind of reminds me with the Spyro Reignited trilogy with what they had to do, to where they basically had to make this machine that ran basically a version of the Spyro trilogy to where they can use that as a way to basically remake Spyro 1, 2, and 3. The fact of the matter is, the Reignited trilogy for Spyro, they're basically essentially remakes. But they're faithful remakes. Just with updated graphics and visuals. Resident Evil 2, same thing. Just has updated graphics and gameplay. And I think that's the approach that they're taking here. Because they know what this game means to people. They know if they screw this up, that's it. That's it. They're done. Basically. Now, does this mean that they may not be able to do any more ports for Star Wars games? I'm not saying that at all. Like, I'm not saying that this would I think this would damage their reputation because KOTOR is this larger-than-life Star Wars game. It is possibly the most infamous Star Wars game. The 3 Star Wars games that comes to my mind during the LucasArts era and the early BioWare era is KOTOR, Battlefront 2, the freaking original Battlefront 2, and the Jedi Outcast series of games. Or B, let's call it the Kyle Katarn era of Adventure Star Wars games. Then you have Force Unleashed 1 and 2 that became, well, especially the first Force Unleashed, that became classics as well. To me, it makes no sense for them to change anything in this game if they know how important this game is to fans. Not only is that a slap to the face to Star Wars fans, but it's also a slap to the face for KOTOR fans that want to see this game succeed. The fact of the matter is, there are people already saying that this game is basically dead on arrival because of the taking just piece of line and misconstruing it and trying to find more meaning in it than what it could actually just be meaning. Do I think that they're going to censor Bashful's clothing? No. Because they didn't do that in the Galaxy of Heroes games. Mobile game for EA. And everyone knows how BioWare is anymore nowadays. I mean, look at the recent example of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. But Bashful still looks the same. We're very lucky that we played this when it came out. We have those memories because I really think a great true approach to a remake process is to understand what that game was at that moment in time and what the memory game was at that moment in time. Our labor of love here is to go and realize that memory as if it were built today. To achieve this, aspire bonuses by including some secret weapons. Remaking a beloved game like KOTOR is a big task, and it requires a talented team that understands the original game at a deep level, as well as how do you approach the rebuilding the content. Now, okay. Now this is where they got some more controversy because people found out that there's a certain writer that's not even the main lead or senior writer. That automatically think like, well, this game is going to suck, but here's the thing. If those writers were told this is going to be a faithful remake to Knights of the Old Republic 1, we're not changing a single line of dialogue. Yes, they might expand on the dialogue more. There might be new side quests to where they might need to write some new dialogue. But how I'm taking this remake is that they're taking the freaking original game and just bringing it over to a modern audience like what they said. Just updating the visuals, updating the graphics. Now, noted, I would take these two sites with a grain of salt. Wikipedia says that this game is a graphically updated remake, and the Wikipedia said that it's a one-for-one faithful remake, and that's what they're, and that's clearly what they're presenting here. That's basically what it is, and they even have the they have some of the original dev team from when that game was first being worked on. So, do I think that people are maybe blowing this way out of proportion? Yeah. But I understand the worry too. I understand the fact that Star Wars fans have been burned before when we've been looking forward to something. We can say what we're trying to do, why did you do it this way? Let's make sure that we have the same goals in mind as we approach it this time. we can say what were you trying to do, and what did you do, and why did you do this way. Let's make sure that we have the same goals in mind as we reapproach it this time. We're just going to be able to do more things with asset variety and fidelity and storytelling that just weren't possible then, but are still going to meet the same goals. Boom, another point in the fact that this game is going to be a faithful remake. Now, when it comes to storytelling, that could mean so many things. You know, that could mean like, there's going to be cutscenes to where, like, if there's like a cutscene to where Darth Revan and Darth Malik are talking, and maybe they could be walking on like a ship, or maybe on Korriban, and all that. That's what they could be referring to here too. We don't know anything right now. This game was just announced, but I can clearly tell that they're passionate about this game. But one of the best video games, full stop. The team working on KOTOR Remake takes that legacy seriously, and honor that legacy. The hope for Lucasfilm Games inspired is that a whole new generation of gamers who've never played it will pick up controllers. I think KOTOR has this reputation for a reason. So if you want to know what all the boss is about, there's no better time to give it a try than when the remake drops. It's an invitation to be a hero. It's an invitation to explore the galaxy in a way that you haven't seen anywhere else, and it's just a really great, fun RPG to play and replay on top of that. And for those who have loved KOTOR through the years, it's a chance to experience something cherished in a new way. From the sound of it, KOTOR Remake is known in this architecture, rather it's a love letter to what is widely considered a Star Wars masterpiece. This is a crown jewel of Star Wars gaming lineup, and we wouldn't be so excited to share with everybody if we weren't absolutely confident it was going to be an awesome game. We trust Aspire, we trust the team that's working on it, and we're doing the work ourselves to dig in, deconstruct, and reconnect to why people love it, because we don't want to mess with that. We love it too, so we want to do it right. We hope everyone feels we've done this game a service when all is said and done. So yeah, the bottom line is that, from what I'm gathering from this, they don't want to mess this up. And even on Treadwell's Twitter, he said he doesn't want to see spoilers of the game. And he's talking about the original game. So, again, it's warranted to be cautiously optimistic or being worried about this game. But to say that it's set on arrival when it's just been announced, and by the way, it seems like it is going to be a faithful remake. Let's wait for more information to drop. Let's wait and see what they say more about this, and then we will worry about it. But it's clear to me that they're fans of the original game. And there was something that happened on my podcast and Twitter. I'm not going to say it here because I don't want to, spread misinformation and all that. But I did send a very nice treat to Treadwell, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. So if we get more information, then I will probably announce what I meant by that. If it turns out that my gut feelings are right, this is going to be a accurate remake to the game. But until then, we're going to have to wait and see. So let's enjoy the ride. Let's watch, cautiously and optimistically. And if this turns out to be what everyone wants, well, hey, I was right. So with that said, that's it for my first video. If you all find this very informative, at the end of the day, this is just my opinion. So please be courteous in the comment section. And yeah, I will be seeing you all next week with my next video. So if you're new here, definitely make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that bell button. And with that, I'll be seeing you all in the next one. And may the Force be with you all.